It is Saturday, March 2nd, and the Splash Zone is back in your life. I'm Matt Modi, and I'm here to give you my three favorite player props for tonight's NBA betting slate. It's a smaller slate, but I still was able to find three plays that I did really like. Of course, before we can get into today's picks, we got to do a recap from yesterday, which ended up being mostly fine. If you strictly followed the YouTube videos, I went 1-2, 1-2-1, I guess I should say on my four videos as Zubac got ruled out. We lost DeMar, we lost Buddy Hield, but we were able to cash Jason Tatum. I was also able to cash Jason Tatum 30 plus points, so you're able to have a profitable day on the ladder plays while being slightly down on our main plays. I did add a couple plays via my dub club as the day went on. Once injury news, we had clarity on Luka. I added, almost everything, and he really came through for us. I added his points plus assists, that cashed. I also laddered him to 35 plus points, that cashed. And I laddered him to 10 plus assists as well, that cashed. The only play that I lost on Luka was I put a quarter unit on him to score 40 points. That did not. But unfortunately, I also did add Vucevic over 1.5 made three-pointers. He made one early in the game, didn't make one the rest of the game, so that went down as an L. So overall, via the dub club, which is what I track officially, my main plays went 2 and 3 down 1 unit, but my ladder plays went 3 and 2 up about 1.38 units. So overall, if you did follow my dub club, you were in the green. If you just followed the YouTube video, you were slightly down because there weren't as many ladder plays. But overall, we're having a great season. I'm glad I'm starting to track these ladder plays because it's been phenomenal. On the entire season, which is where I'm tracking all my main plays, I'm up about just below 55 units, 54.5 units, something like that on the entire season. And then for ladder plays specifically, I just started tracking them last week, February 24th. That was the first day I started tracking them. So it's been about a week, and I'm up over 3 units on my ladder plays as well. So overall, things have been going really well. The past 2 days, we've mostly broken even. So hopefully we can break out of that slump tonight. I will say last weekend, we went on an absolute heater. So hopefully we can replicate that this weekend. Real quick, if you're not already, I would appreciate it if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then for this specific video, like the video, of course, and then comment. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you like the plays that I have today. Let me know if you have plays that you like today. Put all that stuff in the comments, and I'll reply to as many as I can. Enough of that. Let's get into today's bangers. Let's hope we can get wet. The first play that we're locking in here, this is in the Hawks versus Nets game, and I'm taking Dejounte Murray over 36.5 PRA, points, rebounds, assists, minus 115 odds at bet 365. I know you're probably sick of me talking about Dejounte Murray at this point, but you got to hear me out. Last video, I went with his rebounds plus assists. That did not cash, and that was a mistake. What I should have done was added his points, so taking his points, rebounds, assists, because that did cash, and that cashed despite the fact that the Hawks only scored 97 points, which is terrible, and they got blown out. Because of that blowout, Dejounte Murray played less than 32 minutes. Now, in the last 2 years, in games that Trae Young has missed, he averages over 36 minutes of play, both if you look at the past 2 years and if you look at this season as well. So the 32 minutes, that's more likely an outlier than anything, as it's unlikely that this game is as much of a blowout as the last game was. And if you look at this PRA number of 36.5, he's cashed this in 10 of the last 15 games that he's played without Trae Young. That dates back to last year. And if you just look at this year, he's cashed in 5 of 8 games without Trae Young. And in one of the games he missed, he had exactly 36. And that 36 was against a much better Heat defense than what he's playing against the Nets today. The Nets defense has just been a train wreck recently. And in terms of the matchup specifically, I will admit, this matchup is best for his points plus rebounds. So if you want to be safer, if you don't want to take the risk with assists, his points plus rebounds is a good play. Obviously, I'm only tracking the PRA, but in terms of the matchup itself, like I said, it's best for points and assists. Now points and rebounds. It's best for points and rebounds. Sorry, I just want to be clear there. So without Trae Young in the lineup, Dejounte takes over as the main ball handler, the lead ball handler, the highest usage rate by far. Lead guards have been crushing the Nets recently. And now while Dejounte Murray isn't as good as Trae at this type of stuff, his pull-up numbers in the lineup without Trae Young doubles the next closest guy in terms of pull-up jump shots taken. The Nets, over the past month, are giving up the 6th most made field goals via the pull-up. Last time these two teams played, Dejounte Murray scored 28 points. And again, that was in a game in which the Hawks couldn't score at all, and he played lower minutes than normal. And then as for his rebounds, this is something that I was on last game, and I should have either just taken his rebounds or added the points as well. That was a mistake by me. Have to take the L on that one. But last video, I mentioned that the Nets take so many jump shots. They're not that great a jump shooting team, and that leads teams that miss a lot of jump shots, that leads to rebound opportunities for guards specifically over centers, which makes sense, right? Like if you miss a jump shot, the ball normally bounces farther away from the rim, which means a guard needs to be there to clean up the rebound as opposed to missing a shot under the rim. Last game, Dejounte Murray had 6 rebounds, so he cashed his rebound over under, and he had 11 rebound chances. And according to Courtside Pal, the Nets give up the 3rd most rebounds to Dejounte Murray's rebounding profile, which makes sense based on everything I've said. In terms of his assists, that's what went wrong last game. He only had 5 assists on only 10 potentials. I'm willing to call that an outlier because prior to that, his assist has been crazy good without Trae Young. Like every game, he's had 9 or more assists without Trae Young, except for 3, including last game. If you take out last game, the other 2 that he did not have 9 or more assists, he had 18 and 20 assist opportunities. So last game, only 5 assists with 10 assist or potential assist. That's more of an outlier than anything. So that's kind of why I wanted to combine everything into the PRA because while I think the points and rebounds have the best matchup for Dejounte, he had been so good from assists that he wasn't last game. I think that's unlikely to happen 2 games in a row. So we'll just take the PRA, hope that it cashes. I'm going to be really annoyed if only the assist cashes, but I'm comfortable with our position on this Dejounte Murray one. Next up, Nuggets versus Lakers game. I'm taking Jamal Murray over 21.5 points, -113 odds at FanDuel. And this is a play that I am going to ladder. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3/4 of a unit on him to score 25 plus points. That's at +160 odds at FanDuel. So right off the bat, I know that Dejounte Murray is listed as questionable as he left the last game with an ankle injury. If he ends up missing, we'll just get this play refunded. No harm, no foul there. If he plays, I really think this is a great spot for Jamal Murray. Now, I know he's been in a slump recently. That's perfect. We get to fade recent results. And again, I think this matchup against the Lakers is perfect for him to break out of that slump. Number one, he's played really well in his career against the Lakers. In one of the games, he went over in his last 10, and he's missed it in 7 of his last 10. So in one of the 3 games he cashed in the last 10, that was against the Lakers. And in that game, he scored 29 points. Overall, he's gone over 21.5 points in 7 of his last 10 games against the Lakers. Now, yes, if you want to say 4 of those shouldn't count because they were in the playoffs, totally different atmosphere, that's fine. He cashed it in all 4 of the playoff games. Even if you take away the playoffs, he's cashed it in 3 of his last 4 games against the Lakers. And in the 1 game he missed, he had exactly 21 points. And even with the current slump that Jamal Murray's in, the types of shots that he takes for the Nuggets is exactly the type of shots you want to take to be able to score a lot of points against the Lakers. And all this data I'm looking at is in the month of February. So it's taking into account that he's been slumping this month. He takes by far the most pull-up jump shots on the Nuggets. By far. He doubles the next closest guy, which is Michael Porter Jr. And he averages about 9.3 points per game via the pull-up as well. That's the 11th most in the NBA. And again, that's in the month of February. So if you look at the guys that are around him, it's pretty good. You're in a pretty good area with the guys around him because the guys above him are like the best of the best. And he's just slightly below that tier. And in the month of February, the Lakers are allowing the most field goal attempts via the pull-up in the entire NBA. The Lakers also give up the 10th most points per game to pick and roll ball handlers. And Jamal Murray obviously runs the most pick and rolls for the Nuggets as well. So he's crushed the Lakers in his career. And I think this is a perfect opportunity that we get to fade recent results, backing Jamal Murray to cash our main play of over 21.5, and then hopefully our ladder play as well as 25 plus. And if he gets ruled out, that would be a bummer, but we would just get this play refunded. No harm, no foul there. Next up, our 3rd and final pick of the video, Rockets versus Suns game. I'm taking Fred VanVleet over 2.5 made 3-pointers, -113 odds at Caesars. So unfortunately, no plus money bangers today. Wasn't a great board, admittedly, but this play for Fred VanVleet, I do really like, and I am going to ladder him to 4+ made 3-pointers as well, +220 odds at FanDuel. That's a half unit play. It's pretty simple here. In the month of February, the Suns are allowing the most pull-up 3-point attempts in the entire NBA. They're allowing just under 13 pull-up 3-point attempts per game. They're exactly at 12.8. And they also allow the second highest frequency of shots against them to be via the pull-up three-pointer as well. Again, this is in the month of February, and this is exactly what Fred VanVleet does for the Rockets. He pulls up from deep. He's not great getting to the rim. At this point, he's never been super athletic, but he can fire away from deep. He attempts the most pull-up threes on the Rockets by far. He attempts close to 5 on average per game. That's almost 2 full attempts, about an attempt and a half better, higher than the next closest guy on the team. Now, similar to Jamal Murray, Fred VanVleet has been in a slump recently, so we get to fade recent results back to our roots there. He's only gone over 2.5 made three-pointers in 2 of his last 10 games, but this matchup against the Suns is juicy. And one thing I do want to be clear about, he didn't miss this in his last game against the Suns. He only made 2 3-pointers, but he still attempted 8. He only shot 2 of 8, but we've seen streaky shooters before. The fact that he just went 2 of 8, I think, honestly, makes me like this play even more, especially when you look at the last time these two teams played, which was in the month of February. He attempted an absurd 14 3-pointers, and he made 6 of them. So if you look at both of those games that he played this month against the Suns, he's attempting 8 pull-up 3-pointers per game. On average, 8. That's 3 over 3 above his season average against the Suns, who give up a ton of these pull-up 3-point opportunities. And he's averaging 11 3-point attempts overall. So 8 via the pull-up, 11 overall. And just because he had a rough shooting game against the Suns, that honestly likes me make this one more because he was so hot the first time out. So it only makes sense that he had a great game, slump a little bit. Now he's hopefully going to have another great game. Now, I can't tell you whether he's going to be able to shoot well. I can't tell you that I think he's going to fire away at a clip. I'm expecting 10 plus 3-pointers in this one. I'm expecting 8 pull-up 3-pointers in this one. If we get those numbers, I'm confident he will at least get us to the 3 made that we need to cash our main play, and that he'll get us to the 4 plus made as well to cash our ladder play. And that's all we got. 3 plays for you guys to lock in. Let's break out of this mediocrity that we've been in the past couple of days. If you're riding with me, again, make sure to comment and let me know. Other than that, make sure to like and subscribe. All that good stuff helps me out a ton. And the last thing I mention at the end of every video, I did say at the beginning of the video that I do have a Dub Club. So how that works is it's only $5 a month. And everything that you get on Dub Club, I will say you can get for free on either YouTube or Twitter. My logic for having the Dub Club is you can just get plays texted to you immediately. So a lot of times people either don't have time to watch the YouTube videos, or they just don't care about the analysis. They just want the picks. Or they do like the analysis, but they want the picks texted to them immediately because by the time they watch the YouTube video, the odds change. Unfortunately, I can't help anything with odds changing. That's why I gave the option for the Dub Club. If you want to pay $5 a month and get them texted to you immediately, great. If you just would rather get them for free on YouTube or Twitter, that's great as well. However you want it is totally fine with me. And that's all we got. Appreciate everybody for watching, and have a good one.